What's going on, boys? Welcome back to a brand new tactic, and today we've got an inspired Bronkhorse tactic. An inspired tactic, meaning that some elements are going to be inspired, some are going to be created by myself. So if you do enjoy the tactics, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are now back on Twitch, so make sure you're coming on over. You can see it in the bottom left. We had Red Bull stop by the other day, gifting out subs, so do come on over and get one of those if they stop by again. Let's get on into the tactic. So then, Caesar want to be rude not to do the current team he's at, Besiktas, obviously over in the Turkish league, and I have a lot of Turkish viewers on here, and I want to say I absolutely love you. And with Besiktas, we had a great time. We're going to come out and win the Turkish Cup 1-0 in a very close game where credit is due. The Turkish Super League, we go invincible. We win 36 games and draw 2. Now, I know we are one of the better teams in there, but there are good teams in Galatasaray, in Fenerbahce, and other teams as well that can cause multiple upsets. But we come out and we get the job done with the most assists, the best average rating, Gabriel Palista also in there, and Rafa, the second top goal scorer. It's things you love to see. Also, we're going to be seeing the clean sheets go in our favour, so not too much to hate. And the stats, well, 145 goals, the most shots at 837, the fewest shots at 172. Very, very good so far. Possession, third place, we'll take it. Most dribbles, fewest conceded, and the most clean sheets. It is utter Turkish dominance. Are you looking to get FM25 for the cheapest price possible? Well, thanks to today's sponsor, Instant Gaming, I have a solution. Not only will you get a discount from using my link in the description, you can also avoid UK VAT by using a VPN on Chrome. It gets better. They have much more to offer, including a wide variety of pre-order games, trending games, and gift cards ranging from PS5, Xbox, FC points, and much more. And lastly, to top it all off, they have an amazing Trustpilot score and offer 24/7 human support. It's worth checking out. The Data Hub is going to back it up. 3.82 goals per game, 0.37 conceded, 22 shots over that per game, a great pass completion, and a decent but not perfect tackle-win ratio. This 4-2-3-1 is absolutely it's amazing. It's simply amazing. And the ultimate comeback in this Europa Conference League final is we are going to find ourselves 2-0 down. I will spoil it a little bit. And this is why I say, make sure you have all of my variants, because when I went 2-0 down, I changed to the attacking variant and now watch magic happen, which is why I say make sure you go and get them, because it saves me so many games. It is unreal. Rafa down the right-hand side. We're back into the game, and we go on to win the game in the last kick. It's amazing. Then go and deploy the attacking version of the tactic over an entire season with Rangers, where we are going to go on to win the Cinch Premiership by going invincible once again. And this is where you're going to see a lot of players come into the stats. I mean, 3 players when it comes to goals, 3 players in the rating, 3 players in the assist, or 2 players, should I say, and Jack Batland with the most clean sheets. It's not flawless. We do draw 2 games, but it's definitely a little bit of style to it. Now, the stats, 166 goals in our favour, outclassing Celtic. Celtic do bounce back by dominating possession. I say dominating, 2%, so actually quite equal. Pass completion, is it close? It's very close. We are going to have more shots, fewer shots against, more dribbles, better defensively. I think we outclass Celtic, if you want the honest truth. Of course, we go on to win other things as well. We are going to win the Scottish Cup 5-0 over Aberdeen and the Viaplay Cup 3-0 over St Mirren. The Data Hub is going to look a little bit like this. 4.37 goals per game, 0.26 conceded, an 88% pass completion, and an immaculate 23.18 shots per game. Let's go and watch that beautiful Europa final. Tough final against Manchester United, you would think, but when you've got this tactic and a decent bunch of players, we're going to go 1-0 up inside of 35 minutes, and do you know what? Credit where it is due, United do find their way back into the game in the 60th minute, but again, I stuck to the attacking version until this happened. So we go through, we make it 2-1, I then switch to the defensive version, which shows we can still score goals, by the way, just to showcase it, and as you can see, we have won. Lastly, it is going to be Feyenoord over in the Dutch League, a team, if you know, I absolutely love. Well, we are going to win the Cruyff Shield on penalties over PSV. The Dutch Cup, we are also going to win 3-1 over FC Utrecht, and we go on to win the Dutch League. Not invincible, we do lose 1 game, but win 30 and draw 3. Jimenez, the man, the myth, 32 goals. Stengs with 22, 3 players in the average rating, 3 players in the assists, and Bilal picks up the most clean sheets. And the stats, well, the stats don't lie, guys. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. Possession is still going to be good at 61%. PSV with 68. Fair play to them. But I mean, defensively solid, goal scoring wise, very solid. And the data hub as well, 3.62, 0.41. The rest of the stats look good. We've showcased the utter dominance of this tactic. Simply lovely. Now over to your favourite part of the video, the tactic breakdown. If you are enjoying, drop a little cheeky like below and subscribe. We're pushing towards 30k. Now to make this tactic, you simply want to go over and create your own style, and we are simply going to load in a default 4-2-3-1 and let's get things started. And the first change we're going to do is go over and change the mentality to attacking. I do want to quickly say we are, again, a little heads up, we are back live on Twitch right now. Into the bottom left corner you can see it, and you can see me create all of these live. We've also got a very exciting Let's Play series that we're playing live and that is going on the second channel where I post my rebuilds. It is content. So make sure you're getting involved in everything, because we are providing some top tier streams as well at the moment. The goalkeeper is going to be set to a sweeper keeper on defend, who is simply going to be on the default instructions. I didn't really feel the need to get him to do much more than this, to be honest, because our wing backs and the back line are actually quite aggressive. So starting off with the left back, we are going to go with a wing back who is going to be set to support, and he's going to have some instructions set to him. The first one is going to be take more risks and simply cross from the byline. So no tackle harder, not really needed on this tactic when it comes to the wing backs. And the idea and the concept behind this player is to get forwards and naturally just get the ball in, take risks, don't be afraid to mess up, take those risks and feed our attacking players. We are then going to go with a ball playing defender on defend, who is simply going to be set to tackle harder on the left hand side, and to partner him we are actually going to go over and change it to another ball playing defender and also simply have tackle harder. So the centre backs, they are going to, you know, take more risks with the passing, as they will, but also are going to be putting in very aggressive challenges. The wing back on support on the right hand side as well is actually going to match the left back, so again, take more risks and also cross from the byline. I will quickly say, if you do want to save yourself a bunch of time and get all of these wonderful perks, you get all of these free tactics. You get them on console, get them on mobile, you get all of my rebuild files, and so much more. A big giveaway being announced very shortly. You can come on over and join the Patreon, where you can be a part of 5,000 people. It is the ultimate FM community page where we talk tactics, wonder kids, the whole shebang. You're missing out. Do come on over and get involved. But now let's go over to the midfield. So to protect this backline a little bit more, we are going to go with an anchor who is simply going to be set to defend. And to partner him, we are going to go with a DLP, funnily enough, preset into the team, who is simply going to be set to tackle harder. Now, going up the page a little bit, of course, we're now getting into the exciting part of any tactic, which is the attack. We are going to go with the inside forward, who is simply going to be set to attack and is going to have some very key instructions. And that's going to consist of being hold up the ball, so we'll select that, and also have him set to sit narrow. Now, the reason I've got him on this is because it worked really well, I'll be honest with you. He'll pick up the ball, he will sometimes cut in and have shots, as you saw in the highlights, but traditionally, he'll pick up the ball, he'll hold it up, wait for the wing back, and will create a nice overload on the right hand side, and it works really well. They link up together, and that is why we got so many assists, not only from our inside forward, but also from our wing back. Now in the midfield, we are going to go over and actually use this role with a little bit of changing. So he is going to be set to attack to start things off. He's also going to be told to take more risks, dribble more, roam, and also move into the channels. This player's job is to be a nightmare for a defense. Get the ball out of possession as well, roam about, pick up the ball, link up the play between all of these players here, and just be that real creative talisman in the team. Going over to the left hand side, we are going to go with an inverted winger, who is simply going to be set to attack. Now going over to the left hand side, we are going to go with an inverted winger, and he is going to have the same instructions as the inside forward, sit narrow and simply hold up the ball, again doing the same job as the inside forward but as an inverted winger. And to finish it off, we are going to operate with a poacher. If you haven't got a poacher, you could use an advanced forward, and he's simply going to go on shoot more often. Those are going to be your player roles. Let's go and talk team instructions. So in possession, we are going to go over and go down to fairly narrow. We're going to focus down the left and the right hand side, of course, while playing out from the back. The final third, That's going to be set to low crosses. We're going to run at defense, and this is where you see your DNA come out, the real high tempo, maxed out, and the passing is going to go down by 1. Now, if you are playing as a smaller team and maybe your team can't hack a real high tempo, you could quite comfortably knock it down by 1. So don't feel full force to go in a higher tempo, but if you want the ultimate results, then this is what we tested with. So a little heads up there as well. In transition, we are going to play to anyone across the back line while simply rolling the ball out, and we're going to counter and also counter press when it comes to when possession's been lost and when possession has been won. And lastly, out of possession, we are going to deploy the high pressing line and the higher defensive line, step up more, get stuck in, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and we're going to max out the trigger press to much more often. And that's going to give you the default version, but now probably to the most important one, the attacking version. Tactic did have a very special place in my heart for this because it saved me on so many occasions. The goalkeeper does remain the same. The ball players have one more instruction, which is going to be dribble more added to tackle harder, not only on the right but also on the left hand side. The wing back on the right and on the left now have multiple instructions: run wide, dribble more, cross from byline, cross more often, and take more risks. Get the ball moving. They play so well in this tactic. Let them take risks. The midfield, the DM on the right, is now going to come in on support, on get further forwards. The DLP is simply on tackle harder. The inside forward, the same. The inverted winger, the same. The AM, the same. The poacher, exactly the same. So the real core change actually done by making the defensive side of the pitch a bit more attacking. Now the mentality is still going to be set to attacking, the custom clean slate as well, down to fairly narrow. This stays exactly the same. I'm not going to waste your time today. All the way down to low crosses. The tempo also remains the same. This bit is optional, so I will discuss it. If you want to go a bit more direct, you can go up to standard, but for me, I kept it shorter, and we are going to have run at defense and be more expressive, so a bit of a change there. In transition, again, play to anyone across the back line while rolling the ball out, counter and counter press. Can you guess what's coming? You probably can in an attack and tactic. We are also going to get the ball moving quickly because we're attacking, and out of possession, we are going to go and deploy the high press with the much higher defensive line, step up more, get stuck in, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and we are going to go over and max out a trigger press to much more often. And that's going to give you the attacking version, but now to the defensive version to seal out the games as we done multiple times, or if you're playing as a real low-down team. So then, with this tactic, we kept it somewhat along the same themes, definitely the same formation, and the same Bronkhorst inspiration. The goalkeeper does remain the same. The ball players simply go back down to tackle harder. They're not going to be dribbling more in a defensive tactic. The wing backs both on defend, both on the default. The anchor back in on the default next to a DM on support on the left instead of that DLP. Tackle harder, hold positions, take fewer risks. Inverted winger on the right, now on support, on the same instructions. On the left, exactly the same. Two inverted wingers, both on support, hold that ball and sit narrow. The AM, drop that to support, move into the channels, roam from position, shoot less, cross less, and pass it shorter. And the poacher is going to remain the same on attack because he needs to bag goals. Now, the team instructions, the mentality is going to be set to positive. The attack and width is going to go down to fairly narrow. We're going to pass into the space. We are also going to do exactly the same here by going down the left and the right hand side because it does work and I still want to attack. You saw in that final that we went to the defensive variant and we still scored a goal, and that is exactly what I want to be known for. Now the final third is still going to be the low crosses, and because it's the way we play on the counter, we are still going to run at defense, but this is where things change a little bit. So if you are 1 or 2 goals up, we are going to max out the time wasting. If you're going into a game, don't time waste from minute 1. Pretty obvious, but I will say it. The tempo is going to be set to slightly higher, and the passing, this is where I wasn't afraid to go a little bit more direct and go with slightly shorter opposed to shorter. In transition, counter press and counter, slow the pace down. Again, this is to time waste. If you're not in a game, if you're not in if you're not 2-3-0 up in a game, you're trying to time waste. If you're going into a game 0-0, don't instantly slow the pace down. And we are going to play to the centre backs while rolling the ball out. And lastly, to carry on with a more defensive mindset, the standard line, the high press, get stuck in, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and max out that trigger press. And what this tactic does so well, multiple things, right? So The standard line makes it a lot more balanced. In possession, the time wasting is incredible to seal out a game with. Slowing the pace down sort of goes in hand with the time wasting. It's a really good way to seal out a sort of 2-3-0 game, or if you're borderline, a 1-0 game, or just to go into any game with as a smaller team. And I've got you covered here with a default version, an attacking version, and a defensive version. If you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And once again, do check out the second channel in the description and the Twitch. We are putting out more content than I've ever seen before. With content. Hopefully you enjoy. I'll see you in the next one.